Here's a list of 50 common machine learning, ML, artificial intelligence, AI, and data science questions along with answers that cover a range of topics. From foundational concepts to advanced techniques. Basic questions. What is machine learning? Answer. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, AI, that involves training algorithms to learn patterns from data and make predictions or decisions. Based on that data, it uses statistical techniques to give computers the ability to learn from experience. What is the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning? Answer. Supervised learning involves training a model on labeled data, where the outcome is known. Unsupervised learning involves training a model on unlabeled data to find hidden patterns or intrinsic structures in the data. What is overfitting in machine learning? Answer. Overfitting occurs when a model learns the training data too well, capturing noise and details that do not generalize to new, unseen data. This results in high accuracy on the training data but poor performance on test data. What is cross-validation? Answer. Cross-validation is a technique used to assess the performance of a model by splitting the data into multiple subsets, training the model on some of these subsets, and testing it on the remaining subsets. This helps ensure the model's robustness and generalizability. What is a confusion matrix? Answer. A confusion matrix is a table used to evaluate the performance of a classification algorithm. It shows the counts of true positives, false positives, true negatives, and false negatives. Intermediate questions. What is a ROC curve? Answer. A receiver operating characteristic, ROC, curve is a graphical representation of a classifier's performance. It plots the true positive rate against the false positive rate at various threshold settings. Explain the concept of regularization. Answer. Regularization is a technique used to prevent overfitting by adding a penalty to the loss function for large coefficients or complex models. Common types include L1 regularization, lasso, and L2 regularization, ridge. What is the bias-variance trade-off? Answer. The bias-variance trade-off is the balance between the bias, error due to overly simplistic models, and variance, error due to overly complex models. In machine learning, the goal is to find a model that minimizes both bias and variance to achieve good performance. What is feature scaling and why is it important? Answer. Feature scaling involves normalizing or standardizing features so that they are on a similar scale. It is important because many machine learning algorithms perform better when features are on the same scale, such as gradient descent algorithms. What is the difference between bagging and boosting? Answer. Bagging, bootstrap aggregating, involves training multiple models independently on different subsets of the data and combining their predictions to reduce variance. Boosting involves training models sequentially, where each model tries to correct the errors of its predecessor, improving accuracy and reducing bias. Advanced questions. What is deep learning? Answer. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning that uses neural networks with many layers. Deep neural networks to model complex patterns in data. It is particularly effective for tasks such as image recognition, speech recognition, and natural language processing. What are convolutional neural networks? CNNs. Answer. CNNs are a type of deep learning model specifically designed for processing structured grid data, such as images. They use convolutional layers to automatically and adaptively learn spatial hierarchies of features. What is the vanishing gradient problem? Answer. The vanishing gradient problem occurs in deep neural networks when gradients become too small during backpropagation, making it difficult for the network to learn. It often affects deep networks with many layers and can be mitigated using techniques like normalization or using activation functions like ReLU. What is reinforcement learning? Answer. Reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning where an agent learns to make decisions by performing actions in an environment to maximize cumulative rewards. It involves exploring and exploiting strategies to learn the best actions to take in various situations. What is a generative adversarial network? GAN. Answer. A GAN is a class of machine learning frameworks consisting of two neural networks, a generator and a discriminator, which compete against each other. The generator creates synthetic data, while the discriminator tries to distinguish between real and synthetic data. Data science questions. What is data wrangling? Answer. Data wrangling, or data cleaning, is the process of transforming and preparing raw data into a format suitable for analysis. It involves handling missing values, correcting errors, and standardizing data formats. What is feature engineering? Answer. Feature engineering is the process of creating new features or modifying existing ones to improve the performance of machine learning models. It involves techniques like feature extraction, selection, and transformation. What is the purpose of exploratory data analysis? EDA. Answer. EDA is used to summarize the main characteristics of a dataset, often through visualization and statistics, to gain insights, understand patterns, and detect anomalies or outliers before applying machine learning models. What is the difference between structured and unstructured data? Answer. Structured data is organized in a predefined format or schema, such as databases and spreadsheets. Unstructured data lacks a specific format and includes text, images, and videos. Analyzing unstructured data often requires additional techniques such as natural language processing. What is hypothesis testing? Answer. Hypothesis testing is a statistical method used to determine whether there is enough evidence to reject a null hypothesis. It involves formulating a null hypothesis and an alternative hypothesis, then using statistical tests to evaluate the evidence. Machine learning algorithms. What is the difference between decision trees and random forests? Answer. A decision tree is a model that splits the data into branches based on feature values to make predictions. A random forest is an ensemble method that combines multiple decision trees to improve accuracy and reduce overfitting. What is support vector machine? SVM. Answer. SVM is a supervised learning algorithm that finds the optimal hyperplane to separate classes in a feature space. It aims to maximize the margin between the classes while minimizing classification error. Explain K-means clustering. Answer. K-means clustering is an unsupervised learning algorithm that partitions data into K-clusters by minimizing the variance within each cluster. It assigns each data point to the nearest cluster centroid and updates the centroids based on the assigned points. What is the role of the learning rate in gradient descent? Answer. The learning rate controls how much the weights are adjusted during each iteration of gradient descent. A high learning rate can lead to overshooting the optimal solution, while a low learning rate can make convergence slow. What is principal component analysis? PCA. Answer. PCA is a dimensionality reduction technique that transforms data into a new coordinate system, such that the greatest variance by any projection of the data comes to lie on the first coordinate. Principal component. The second greatest variance on the second coordinate. And so on. Deep learning. What are recurrent neural networks? RNNs. Answer. RNNs are a type of neural network designed to process sequential data by maintaining a hidden state that captures information from previous time steps. They are commonly used for tasks such as time series forecasting and natural language processing. What is the purpose of dropout in neural networks? Answer. Dropout is a regularization technique used to prevent overfitting by randomly dropping units. Neurons. During training, which forces the network to learn more robust features that are not reliant on specific neurons. What is an activation function? Answer. An activation function determines the output of a neuron in a neural network. Common activation functions include sigmoid, than, and ReLU. They introduce non-linearity into the model, allowing it to learn complex patterns. What is transfer learning? Answer. Transfer learning involves using a pre-trained model on a new but related task. It leverages the knowledge learned from one task to improve performance on another, often requiring fewer data and less training time. What is the purpose of an optimizer in deep learning? Answer. An optimizer adjusts the weights of a neural network during training to minimize the loss function. Common optimizers include stochastic gradient descent, SGD, ADAM, and RMS-prop. Big data and cloud computing. What is Apache Spark? Answer. Apache Spark is an open-source distributed computing system designed for processing large-scale data. It provides fast in-memory data processing and supports various data processing tasks like batch processing, streaming, and machine learning. What is Hadoop? Answer. Hadoop is an open-source framework for distributed storage and processing of large datasets using a cluster of commodity hardware. It includes Hadoop Distributed File System, HDFS, and MapReduce for processing data. What is the role of a data lake? Answer. A data lake is a centralized repository that allows for the storage of structured and unstructured data at scale. It provides a way to store raw data and process it later using various analytics and machine learning tools. What is MLOps? Answer. MLOps, machine learning operations, is a set of practices and tools for deploying, managing, and monitoring machine learning models in production environments. It aims to streamline and automate the ML lifecycle, from development to deployment. What is a data warehouse? Answer. A data warehouse is a system used for reporting and data analysis. It consolidates data from different sources into a single repository optimized for query performance and analytical processing. Advanced topics. What is the purpose of attention mechanisms in deep learning? Answer. Attention mechanisms allow models to focus on specific parts of the input data when making predictions, enhancing performance in tasks such as machine translation and image captioning by dynamically weighting different parts of the input. What is a Siamese network? Answer. A Siamese network is a type of neural network architecture that consists of two or more identical sub-networks sharing weights. It is often used for tasks like similarity learning and metric learning. What is the role of embeddings in NLP? Answer. Embeddings are dense vector representations of words or phrases that capture semantic meaning and relationships between them. They are used in natural language processing (NLP) to represent text data in a way that can be used by machine learning models. What is an autoencoder? Answer: an autoencoder is a type of neural network used for unsupervised learning that learns to encode input data into a compressed representation and then reconstruct it back to the original input. It is used for tasks such as dimensionality reduction and denoising. What are variational autoencoders? VAEs. Answer: VAEs are a type of autoencoder that uses probabilistic techniques to model the data distribution. They learn to encode input data into a latent space with a distribution and can generate new samples by decoding from this latent space. Practical questions. How would you handle missing data in a dataset? Answer: missing data can be handled by techniques such as imputation, filling missing values with mean, median, or mode, using algorithms that handle missing values natively, or removing records with missing values if they are not significant. What is the importance of feature selection? Answer: feature selection is crucial for improving model performance by eliminating irrelevant or redundant features, reducing overfitting, and decreasing computational costs. It helps in creating simpler and more interpretable models. How do you evaluate the performance of a regression model? Answer: the performance of a regression model can be evaluated using metrics such as mean absolute error, MAE, mean squared error, MSE, root mean squared error, RMSE, and R squared. How would you approach a classification problem with imbalanced classes? Answer: techniques for handling imbalanced classes include resampling methods, oversampling the minority class or undersampling the majority class, using different evaluation metrics, such as F1 score, and applying algorithms that handle class imbalance inherently. What is the purpose of a hyperparameter in machine learning? Answer: hyperparameters are parameters that are set before training a model and control the learning process. Examples include learning rate, number of layers, and batch size. They are tuned to optimize model performance. Data visualization. What are some common data visualization techniques? Answer: common data visualization techniques include bar charts, histograms, scatter plots, line graphs, box plots, and heat maps. These techniques help in understanding data distributions, relationships, and trends. How would you visualize the distribution of a numerical feature? Answer: the distribution of a numerical feature can be visualized using histograms, box plots, or density plots. These visualizations help in understanding the shape, central tendency, and spread of the data. What is the purpose of a heat map in data visualization? Answer: a heat map is used to visualize data in a matrix format, where individual values are represented by colors. It helps in identifying patterns, correlations, and anomalies in large datasets. How would you visualize the relationship between two categorical variables? Answer: the relationship between two categorical variables can be visualized using stacked bar charts, grouped bar charts, or mosaic plots. These visualizations help in understanding how categories relate to each other. What is the use of a pair plot in exploratory data analysis? Answer: a pair plot, or scatterplot matrix, is used to visualize pairwise relationships between multiple numerical features. It shows scatterplots for each pair of features and can help in identifying correlations and trends among them.